Yeah. Man, you got some random like alarms on your phone. You forget. It just goes off in like the most awkward times during work. You in church or something. Like, whose phone is that? Damn it, it's my phone.
You be like, what the hell?
Hey, we've got a lot to talk about today. 3 big stories, but also we had a show a while ago with a very prominent comedian. So we'll talk about that in a bit. So stand by, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's September.
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the show. Highway 54 in the house. Coach Anthony from Bought That Wallet. Shaquana from, it's a tongue twister. Laughs and Libations podcast.
There
That's how
you
we
go.
do it.
There you go.
And of course,
We just
D3. I know, D3. Carlo's taking a back seat right now, but she's on the comment sections. We haven't done this in a long time. You remember back in the day, D3 and Coach Anthony, we used to do like lyrics to songs in the beginning?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you know this. Because my heart starts beating triple timing. With thoughts of loving you on my mind.
Yeah.
I can't figure out just what to do.
With thoughts of loving you on my mind.
Yeah.
I get so
weak in the knees.
Weak in your knees, right. Living off of welfare cheese.
That song is timeless. I think
Yes,
every generation. I feel like they call Gen Z like the Christopher Columbus generation.
Right.
Ask me why.
Why?
Because they think they discovered something.
They what?
Emotional, damn it.
Yeah.
I think they discovered something, but we already did it. I think they think that we actually were born this age. No. We grew up too.
No. Exactly.
Yeah, we like,
I didn't come to a
cargos.
vagina 44 years old.
Cargo pants are in. Like, bruh, I still have my cargo pants from 20 years ago.
Bell bottoms too, if you need them.
Bell bottoms, yeah. Flat tops. Come on.
Yeah.
I feel like the 90s, I think, well, it's everything goes right now. From whatever decade that or clothes that they can find from their mom or auntie or uncle or grandparents or whatever, they just like, no, this is cool. They start to wear it, man.
Yeah, so we're not so bad.
No, we ain't so bad.
Right.
So that's what I said. My wife's like, you're a hoarder. No, I'm not. I'm waiting for the time that this pants or t-shirt is in style. And guess what? About 80% of my clothes I've kept. It's in style right now.
Yeah. I remember before we were talking about the cross color and everything too. I mean, that's still relevant. Think about it.
Yes.
50 years of hip hop, we had some cross color during that.
Yes.
I ain't never wearing that bullshit again. I promise you.
you mean to tell me you got an issue with lime green pants?
Yeah. Sean John. Carl Kanai.
I ain't never wearing again. I promise
Oh man.
Where else can you get lime green pant leg? One pant leg lime green, the other one is bright cherry red.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Gecko. Remember the Gecko brand? Gecko?
Yeah, I remember Gecko.
Yeah, they had like the windbreakers all bright and shit with the gecko and
Yeah.
like,
But also it's a Gecko Rhino that they used to have.
Are those back in?
somebody can see you in the dark with that
Tell you-
bullshit on.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now,
Crying.
speak in your closets, those clothes are back and they cost money right now. So
Yeah.
kids are
Got a
If you
fake
think about
Eli,
it-
one I got from my dad and from Korea. That thing was horrible. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow.
Yep. Remember those starter jackets from Korea? Shit, I wish I had mine.
I had
Everybody had the Raiders starter jacket or the Charlotte Hornets for whatever reason. Those two, the most popular starter jackets I remember everybody wearing.
The
Yes,
one
they
I had
was.
the one I had was Ohio State, and I had a Maryland one. I wish I could find that Maryland one because it's like one they didn't really come out with because the original Maryland one was all, I think it was all red, but
Yeah.
the one that they came out with exclusively in Foot Locker was they had a yellow one that I wanted, but they had a white one, all white one with red and white letters that I wanted too. But the yellow one, I think that one had terrapins on it. But we were collecting the starter caps from different universities with this little circle dot and everything in it. The different universities where we knew we wanted.
Michigan, Michigan State.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we just had a what was it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes interview with a very famous comedian, Rodney Perry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? How did you feel like that came out?
I think it came out great. I can't wait to have him back. We got to learn more about him than anybody ever knew about him. So I hope to have him for a whole hour, 2 hours next time.
2 hours.
I mean,
2 hours.
yeah.
Can we
I hope we do it for 2 hours.
Yeah. Evening with Rodney Perry. Yeah.
Evening with Rodney Perry. Yeah.
But that's one of the
Even
things
with
that
Rodney Perry.
one of the things that people underestimate about like podcasting is like you get free game and access to people that you didn't even think you could reach if you didn't have this platform.
Exactly.
And it's like all this information that I've learned just for having this podcast it's amazing. And so I can only imagine like, for you tapping into the community realm, being a comedy realm, like what you want to get into. So I mean, if anything, it's going to help put you on the map further. I mean, you already got the followings there, so all you need now is the sponsorships with your media kit and everything like that. You go there.
Exactly.
You were asking some bomb questions too.
We were. I was trying. You saw me, man. I was trying to ask some really hard questions.
Yeah,
I was trying to get them all in.
I was stirring the pot. The one question he avoided, skip on.
Flo was putting his reel together for TMZ.
Look, I was trying to get all my questions in and get in some of y'all's questions, but I knew I only had 15 to 30 minutes to ask this man whatever I could ask him within 15 to 30 minutes and get out.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
There was two big questions I asked him, but check out the podcast. Check the podcast of Laughs and Libations podcast. You see my comments down below. I'm not gonna repeat it. Anyways, how's everybody doing? It's September now, and we are in the Burr months. That means in the Philippines, at the very least, all the holiday Christmas decorations are out.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, that's Philippines. They love Christmas.
Even at the dollar store, I noticed that today.
Yeah, yeah. I think in most retail outlets out there who have Christmas, check out Hobby Lobby. The Christmas stuff are out right now. It always starts in the Burr months: September, October, November, December.
Wow. I know that they don't waste no time after Thanksgiving either.
No, it's
Thank
it's
you.
holiday after holiday after holiday starting this September. So
Shoot. Halloween is out right now.
exactly. Happy Labor Day, everybody! Everybody who has a 3-day weekend. Yeah.
It work. It work.
I got work to do my doggone self. Shoot.
Yeah.
Well, when you take ownership, you never get a day off. So,
No.
True that.
Yeah.
You gotta invest in yourself, invest in the business.
Yes,
There
sir.
you
Yes,
go.
sir. So, the little story I told you guys now, I've been waiting in the wings to for this new position in my job, and so I've been telling Anthony for the longest time, like, "Hey, man, I'm going to join you. I'm going to join you." But now, starting officially October 2nd, I'll be in my new position and have a little bit more free time to venture out. I want to be Coach Anthony's sidekick.
hey, come on! I mean, come on through. We
Should I have a filter or no filter? Because I'm good with no filter.
it's a live show. I can always just click the button that says explicit.
Good for it.
It's just that I might not be able to monetize that episode, but
I know, right? No, I'm just joking,
Don't
man.
say none of the 7 deadlies. You be all right.
I know, right? No, because I know, Coach Anthony, in your podcast, you're pretty much, very serious topics, very interesting topics, but every so often, I like to mix it in and add the funnies. No.
Oh, I mean, think about it. Always just kind of still be myself. So usually cursing isn't a thing for me. So if my guest curse, it's no big deal. Like I said, it's just a checkbox. So,
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, I can be the average Asian guy, doesn't really know much about money, be asking all these kind of questions because I am clueless about money finances.
no worries. I got because I got several episodes already scheduled that people are locked in for.
Yeah.
So I got we already talking about the holidays. So I got November 2nd coming up, talking about getting family and finances, trying to lock in gifts, set your boundaries.
Yeah.
Start shopping now and how to plan for it, really. I mean, you only got like a month after we start recording that episode to start getting your gifts. So having at least 10 to 12 people on that episode. So
nice. Yeah. Well, this is a time now when Coach Anthony's been going past couple months, and Shaquana, we can really dig into Anthony's brain about elevating our podcasts for all three of us and start monetizing and all that. So I think we've got some stuff happening in the next couple of months. It's going to be like all three of us can like benefit from. So look out for that. All right, guys. So we've got these 3 stories that we're going to talk about, things that I think we can relate. And I think it's not talked about too much. And I think at least for the 4 of us, we can all relate because we have different ways of we grew up all differently when it comes to money. So stand by. All right, here's one of the stories that we're going to talk about. A big story. A TikToker named Jess shared an experience at attending a university in Boston. Her background is she is a Puerto Rican, low income. She says in her video that her parents, mom and dad with 4, they were earning about $18,000 a month. $18,000 a year. That's very low income. So she received a full scholarship to Boston University and faced some tone-deaf comments as she challenged her. She has some challenges with her affluent peers, meaning her classmates where people who are middle class or above or even higher money. Just discussed her financial stress, health issues, and social isolation. She also emphasized that the importance of community and solidarity and sharing stories and poverty attending a wealthy situation. So I'm going to watch most of the video here and just make some comments in between if we want to. Okay, stand by. All right, are we ready?
Your eyes and ask you something insane.
When I first filled out my FAFSA for my freshman year, my family's income was $18,000 for a family of 4. And I got a full ride scholarship to a top university that accepts like 16% of students. And let me tell you some of the crazy shit that people said to me. Wow, Jess, I wish I was poor because you have so much work experience for a freshman. Like, you've literally been working forever. Thanks. One time, these girls invited me to this like bougie Boston brunch place, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I can go because I can't afford it." And they literally looked me up and down, and they're like, "Girl, you can totally afford it. Like, you're so skinny." They thought I meant the calories that I
Oh, shit.
that amount of calories. They didn't think I was talking about money. One of my family members was really bitter that I got a full ride scholarship, and she was like, "You are very privileged. You should know that because the real oppressed people are like the upper middle class." I don't think people realize like how truly traumatizing poverty is. Like, even though I have like a nice apartment and stuff like that, like I still think like I'm poor. My freshman year, I gained like 50 pounds because I had a binge eating disorder because I wasn't used to having access to food in the dining hall. I literally cried like every day because I didn't have health insurance and my roommate had Gucci flip-flops to take showers in the communal showers with. When you do have money, you don't think about it. When you don't have money, it literally infects every single aspect of your life and will traumatize you forever.
It does.
Like, I literally have CPTSD. My first year of college, I used to use words like, "Oh, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blah blah blah." Like, "Oh, I know nothing about that." And this girl was like, "Why are you speaking in AAVE?" And I literally was like, "What the fuck is Av?" And she was like, "You're like a
African American vernacular.
bitch. I grew up poor in Atlanta. What are you talking about?" So then I spent the next like year.
You know, this video actually, I'm 49 years old, starting to realize that is fucking true. Now, I'm a middle class. I grew up middle class military. I mean, D3 might know too. And I grew up in the military. Actually, after a certain grade or rank, you start to make some decent money. But in the military, there are things that we have benefits like free housing,
Right.
you know, a stipend for food, free medical, things we didn't have to worry about. And that's why the military sacrificed a lot. But there are things we didn't have to think about that, you know, we're going to go hungry or we're not going to have our foot taken care of because of medical. But me being a civilian now, working with civilians, growing up in the beauty industry, I realized, fuck, there are people struggling,
Yes.
like struggled for real, and I'm talking about life experience from a point where I didn't have to worry about housing, I didn't have to worry about food, I didn't have to worry about medical for the longest time, for at least 40 years of my life, because I was military dependent and I was in the military.
Right.
So for her from Atlanta, and the same thing, we talked about Coach Anthony about your speech pattern will change too. How much of us minority growing up in this industry or whatever career, we had to change our speech pattern depending who we talk to.
It's called like code switching.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, like, how can I say, when I talk about the AAVE side of the house, and this is one of the things I don't like that she used following that, is saying that she grew up poor. Being poor and having AAVE doesn't correlate the same. And I think that's one of the things that we have to kind of either educate people on that. And I feel as though that, you know, people who are watching her just think that all poor people talk that same way or talk the same language.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair on her part, but everything else is fair from her experience. on what she got, getting that full scholarship because she asked for it, getting the apartment where she lives in because that's where it felt as comfortable.
Yeah.
And then also in the article, they were talking about how she was behind a little bit on like $1,000, but because she took time to actually ask.
Yes, resources. Yeah.
Right. And so that's one of the things I think that a lot of us, I'll just say all of us really, we feel as though that we have it all, but we really don't. And just have the time out there to ask. And be bold to ask. A lot of us were taught not to fail, and if you know everything, you shouldn't have to ask. So I ask all the time, even though it's right in front of me. Like, it's like I don't care. My wife hates it for me for doing that, but it's like, I could be like 1 hour over, but I was like, I see somebody there, and they were like, "Hey, can I help you?" I was like, "You sure can. Where is this at?" So,
Right. Cause shoot, I'm like this. If I don't know something, I'm gonna let you know. Hey, I don't know. Can you help me? I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything, cause I don't. Cause if you know everything, then that means you're damn near perfect, and nobody on earth is perfect. So if I don't know something, I will ask. If I don't know how to do something, please show me, and show me slowly. Cause
And I think that as you go into life, and especially for us here, we want networking. We want to meet new people, and I'm gonna tell you, like, I probably lost friends from high school. Some who have gone beyond me. Like, I'm talking about, these guys are like doctors. They are CEOs. They are commanders. And I stayed in between. I can play between the both, highly successful to people who just got stuck. But then I got friends and family who got stuck, right? And they can barely put 2 cents together. And it's very hard to be, because like, I want to do stuff. I got a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? And then I have friends who got a lot of money. They're like, hey, Floyd, let's go to Paris. Like, whoa. I gotta time this out. I got a budget. I'm not saying I can't go. I just can't go tomorrow, type deal. And I think for me, and I don't know for you guys, I'm stuck in between. I can play. I can talk and maneuver myself in both worlds, or in three worlds. But the realization of, like, man, there's people who really struggled, and I at least acknowledge, and you're kind of like humble yourself, right? Do you ever come into your life where you had people with money, and you're like, whoa, I'm not in that level, man. Like, and you're embarrassed to say, like, bro, I can't do that.
Never that. One thing my mom told me a long time ago, my dad said the same thing in a different way, is you never downplay yourself on anything. What makes them different from you is the fact that they might be in a different situation, but you never downplay yourself. There's no such thing as anything being out of your league. That doesn't happen, because whatever they're privy to, you are too. So my thing is this, just because I don't show that I can be a part of something doesn't mean that I can't be a part of it.
Yeah.
But me, I remember a while back, one of the questions that I had when I got questions was, what is your superpower? And my superpower was being able to adapt to any situation. And I can have a conversation with a 2-year-old and then 5 minutes later have a conversation with a 90-year-old. I pride myself into. So nothing is out of bounds or off limits, so I will never downplay myself. But at the same time, I know when certain things that I say or do are considered or deemed appropriate for that situation or for that crowd. Just like Shaquana, tell the truth. When you're telling jokes, you have to read the room, correct?
I was just about to say that. Yes, you have got to read the room.
You have
to. That's what I've learned as a comedian. No matter where you go, you have got to read the room. If you read that room wrong, you can screw your whole career up.
Thank you.
If you don't read the room.
Same thing with you, Kid Mango. The same way you treat any of your clients is not going to be the same that you would treat for a potential new client or a repeat customer. Everybody is specific. The same thing with you, Coach Anthony. When you're giving tips to somebody else, their situation is not specific to everybody. It's not generalization. Everything is customized for that particular person. So with that being said, if I need to have a conversation with some friends of mine, and if I'm telling y'all, if y'all hear this, y'all will laugh like crazy. Some friends of mine in Louisiana, I'm gonna talk to them a little bit differently. Like accent might pop out, you know, because I lived down there for 7 years. But then at the same time, the same way I talk to them is not gonna be the same way I talk to some of my military partners I was stationed with, who call me by a totally different name, or that conversation might be totally different from what I had with people that call me by my middle name where I grew up at. And big shout out to Mama Barbara for tuning in. Appreciate you. So what she calls me is not what my friends call me from some other part of the country and stuff like that too. So I understand what she's saying about being able to adjust and stuff like that too. But one thing I also learned too is it's not what they call you or what they say about you, it's what you answer to. Let people talk. That's they want to talk about you. So do you, you know, man, be you. As long as you ain't out there doing the wrong thing, hurting people or whatever like that, you're gonna shine. You're gonna get your man on or get your girl on regardless. Just do you. Be proud of it. Don't sit back and be shamed because you don't have a specific dollar amount attached to your name. Money is easy to get.
But I mean, she's at a time of her age where they're all figuring that out. You know, they're all kind of realizing, I'm an adult. Oh, my situation. Oh, your situation. Well, we grew up differently. Oh, I got to work. You're going to Paris. You know what I'm saying? There's little things that here and there that, and I do agree. Like, you're going to find yourself maneuvering yourself into different groups of people with money, people with not that much money, and people like they're right in the middle. And you don't realize that when you're younger until you go to college usually or start working, that you have to code switch between the three sometimes, because it's very difficult until you're successful in life that you're going to be at a higher level that you were as you grew up. But on the same token is like people who have money or grew up with money have to realize that people have grown up differently. Doesn't mean they're stupid. Doesn't mean they're less of a person. But I think she talked about in the video where there was a rooftop party, and she was the president at one time because she's a high achiever. She's very smart, and they went on the roof. Someone broke into the roof of their dorms, and her and her boyfriend went up there like, oh, fuck that, we ain't going in there, and they got caught. So they were only there for like maybe a couple seconds, right? And this rich classmate got caught by the campus police and threw her name because she was a president, and she's been jealous of this girl because she's so smart and she's pretty, whatever, blah 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 blah. And so Jess, what's her name? Jessica. Jess confronted the rich girl and said, Why did you put my name out there? I was only there for like 2 seconds. And he goes, because I know you're the president.
But also, I think in that article, the lady was just talking about is that she did mention something at the end of that article. I'm not sure if you saw that article up.
Yeah.
But it was talking about how when rich people, they can afford to make a mistake.
Yes.
So somebody who's poor, they cannot afford that.
Yeah. And that was her argument. It was like, why did you do that? You know I'm on a scholarship. You know I'm the president of this dorm. Why did you do that? I could lose everything.
Well, they did that actually on it was episode on Gossip Girl, the new season of Gossip Girl. They were talking about that. How one of them got a scholarship, but they didn't let the other people know because everybody else is paying for it, and then just a whole series about it. But yeah, it's actually, I didn't know it's as common as it is. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's sad to me that you would do somebody like that. Like, that they are on scholarship. You know that this is the only way that they have to pay for college. And you're trying to mess up their whole college career because you can afford to make a mistake, but they can't. They cannot.
Yeah.
One simple mistake can ruin somebody's whole college career.
Whole life.
can go back to any college, depending on the mistake that
Yeah.
you accuse somebody of. So
Yeah.
I just
That's the
only
problem
people
too.
that
Just
do
the
that.
accusation by itself is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Accusation stays a lot longer than you being proven innocent.
there
People
you
remember
go.
the accusation, which is jacked up.
Yes. And I mean, even though you are found not guilty, that accusation will follow you to your grave.
Yeah.
You were accused of.
Yeah.
I quit it, but that don't matter. You were accused of. So you was in that situation. You make bad choices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
why
true.
you got to be careful who you hang around with, who
Yeah.
you call friends, who you
Mm.
call family. Because even your family can screw you all the way up because they're jealous that you're doing something that they wish they were
Yep.
doing.
And
Yeah,
I,
and then also on the flip side, she mentioned that like she has family that, oh, you're so lucky, you know, you are privileged, and go, bitch, I earned this.
but the people that probably said that never even applied themselves to even
Exactly.
They didn't
Right.
have to because somebody was always bailing them out or having their
Mhm.
steps already laid out for them. So all they got to do is just show up. They didn't
No, I'm
put it
saying
in.
for like the other family members.
For
So
their other family members who are, I guess, poor or middle class,
what's saying that?
hating on her, hating on her because she got a full ride scholarship to an Ivy League.
Right.
Yeah, man, your blessing. But one thing I learned too is like your blessings are for you, and unfortunately, you can't take everybody with you. Even though a lot of times we wish we could, but there's certain people in our lives that are just leaves. They're not branches or roots.
Well,
They're just
MC Hammer knows that story quite well.
exactly, because there's a whole bunch of people, quite a few that were actually mooching off of him, you know.
Yep.
So, but at the same time, you like, you know what? Hey, I'm just gonna love y'all from a distance. I got to do what I got to do, and if you with me, cool. If you're not with me, then you're watching me. It is what it is.
You want to hear the very perfect mindset around that. So just to kind of put this as a visual for everybody. So Shaquana, you wear glasses, right? Obviously, we can see with the glass, but you need those to see.
Exactly.
If I were to put on those same exact glasses, do you think I'll be able to see?
Hell no, you're running to a wall.
Exactly. So it's like you got to think about like your blessing is the same as a pair of glasses. Everything is configured, fine-tuned, just for you to see the world in your vision, not the way how everybody else see it. So,
one thing I had to learn the hard way too was, okay, so if I'm getting blessed with this, then why can't that person right there get blessed with the same thing? Because it's not for them. It was for you. And don't feel some type of way because it was strictly for you and not for them too. I'm still learning that. I'm like, man, why can't they have the same thing that I have, or why can't they do this? It's not for them. Their path is different, but y'all might end up going like this and then coming back towards the middle later on. Their path is their path, and you have to respect that because we don't, again, it goes back to what you said earlier, Shaquana. We don't have all the answers. We're not supposed to, but we need to trust the journey.
Exactly.
That's the hard part. We want to see the finish line before we even do anything, before we act or put into work. No, it don't work like that. The universal law is what you put in is what you can get.
And I tell people all the time, you don't know what God sees. Only He knows what He sees. So if He gives somebody a blessing and you think that your friend should have got the blessing, it's something that God saw that was meant for you to have that blessing and not that person just yet. Maybe that person needs to work a little bit harder just to get the blessing that you got, or work a little less to get the blessing that you got. So if God gives you a blessing, an opportunity, or anything, you take it, you run with it, you cherish it, and in the meantime, treat people with respect. Because the same way God gave you that blessing, He can take it from you and put you back where you once was.
Yep.
We've seen it happen. You got everything. Like in Hollywood and music industry, you can be hot today for years, and then one day it's taken away, and you start to realize what the hell. So,
how about Billy Porter not being able to keep his house?
Yeah.
Ooh, we.
NBA, NFL players, you know, balling out, you know, rappers.
He's being broke.
Got that 2 million advance, and then they broke.
I'm going to the Met Gala and I'm wearing an outfit that I was gifted is worth
Yeah.
$3 million.
Yeah.
But I can't pay my house note.
The story with Dr. J with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was a rookie, and Dr. J goes, "How many cars do you have?" And Charles goes, 6. He goes, "How many cars can you drive at one time?" He goes, 1. And he goes, "Son, you got to get rid of those 5 cars. At least 2 cars is fine."
Yep, Herman Edwards was saying the same thing in the NFL. For the rookies, when they first get there, they get a rookie orientation to the NFL. He's like, get one of everything. You only need one house. Technically, you need one apartment with one room, one car.
Yep.
You can buy some jewelry if you want to, but understand that that car and that jewelry going to depreciate at the same time.
Yeah.
You get insurance on that jewelry.
Yeah. Well, the NBA and the NFL, I mean, that money is supposed to last you forever, not for 5 years. You know, NFL, your years is probably 4 or 5, at best, maybe 10 years. And NBA, same thing, 4 or 5, maybe 15, some 20 years if you're like Kobe and LeBron. But that money that you have, that should last you for the rest of your life. And if you don't start investing early, that money's gone.
Unless you're like me, I mean, you can play fantasy football for decades.
I'm so glad I never got into fantasy football because it's a whole hot mess. Like,
fantasy's funny, man.
It's for real drafting.
It's crazy as hell. You got some tough decisions to make.
All right. So let's go on to our next topic here. I think you're gonna like this one. Hold on. Going back on TikTok, I think TikTok's like the news of like at late night on your bed. Everybody's happening on TikTok.
Yes, it is.
A woman on TikTok was used to be a Division I athlete, has gained over 2 million views lately for sharing her weight loss journey. Get this, she posted a video montage of her as an athlete in her prime and explained how life events, including motherhood, grief, led her to gaining 200 pounds. Although since she has lost 15 pounds since that video, she wanted to emphasize that weight loss journey are only sometimes linear, especially when dealing with life stressors. The video received an outpouring of support with thousands of viewers offering encouragement and sharing their struggles with her weight. I'm going to show you the video real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
200 pounds?
200 pounds. She was a Division I athlete.
That's a human.
Dude, you got to look at the video.
Ew.
Bruh.
Whoa.
But have you seen what's it called? There was My 1,000-Pound Life or something like that, where an ex-football player had gained so much weight that they had to actually like carve out the side of his house just to get him out. And he was like, he knows how to get fit, but you know, when you're not working day to day and putting in that work anymore, you lose that momentum. You're still eating the way you used to eat without doing work.
So that motivation behind the sport wasn't there.
Right.
Oh.
But Division I to this size,
it's like it's your willpower though. Like,
yeah, that's years.
Yeah, but at what point you're like, you know what? You know what I'm saying? At what point I'm like, man, you know, I'm gaining a little bit too much. You know, I can understand chubby-ish. She's the big girl with skinny legs, of course, because she was an athlete before, and so all that weight up above is just she's abusing whatever food or just being lazy about whatever.
Some of it baby weight too.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, she said life challenges. Yeah.
When you say she went through grief. So
postpartum.
So you know, grief could be a huge part in gaining weight, because that's just like with me. I told y'all my sister was killed. Man, I wanted to eat everything in my house because of grief, and then I wanted to drink as well. And y'all know I stopped drinking months ago, but I wanted to start drinking again. But I knew I could not do that because I'm not gonna kill myself like that. I got to do something. And I feel like if she was going through whatever she was going through, I feel like she should have gotten herself some counseling, and maybe somebody around her could have noticed something was off with her, and maybe said, "Well, you know what? Let's go to counseling and see what's going on. Let's talk about it and see what's going on with you." But she ballooned up to 330 pounds. And that just let me know she didn't have anybody around her. Because if she did, somebody could have said, "Hey, what's wrong? Let's talk about it. You don't have to eat yourself to death, or you don't have to eat because you're grieving, because you're depressed, PTSD. You don't have to do all of that." Or postpartum depression.
She might have had some enablers too.
Yes. And it's just sad that she went from an athlete to not being an athlete, and that to me is sad to see that. But I'm glad she's getting her health back in check, because when you gain that much weight, I don't care what nobody say, you have health issues. Like, for real. And you know she had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. She probably developed diabetes. You never know.
Yeah, I can imagine gaining from a pro athlete to 150 pounds and then try to lose it after a while. I can understand maybe 50 pounds, but triple the weight? I mean, geez, that's abuse. Yeah, that's abuse to your body.
Was she, with her size, from what it looked like before, it like she was probably like a runner.
Yeah,
so
I think she was a track runner.
She ran track. So I'm wondering, okay, so did that completely stop? I mean, what caused her to actually stop doing that? Because there's athletes, and then there's people like me, which are called athletes. We're after being athletes, and that's the tough part. And what got me triggered was the fact that, of course, my wife, big shout out to her, was making sure that I went to the doctor because my thyroid was hyperactive and I was losing weight like crazy and all types of stuff and everything.
Yeah.
But there was times where I would get out of breath just going up the steps. So I mean, there had to be some type of red flags and stuff like that too to motivate her to get back on the bike like she did. And I mean, kudos to her for that. I mean, so looking backwards, she's like, you know what? You saw that there's a problem, so just keep chipping away at it. Do what you got.
I mean, she knows what she needs to do.
Right.
So all the postpartum depression and whatever things she's been going through, she understands how to get there. It's it's the point that she got to that point that she waited that long to gain that much weight or been that much out of shape. It's different. Yeah, it's different if you weren't an athlete, like you didn't know how to work out and all that shit, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you had an injury or whatever that stopped you from working out. But no, man, she chose to be that long, that weight, and to beat herself up. Now she has to work double hard to go back to, I don't know. I mean, a size that
before is what you're saying. It's all on her. I got you.
Yes, it's all her. There's nobody. I mean, I don't know if she was in an abusive situation. That's different. I know might be a little story, but it's all on her. Yeah.
And then she said she had postpartum depression, so that means she's got kids.
Real.
And postpartum depression, that ain't no joke. That right there will make you eat. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing to play with.
There's nothing to play with. And my thing is, if she had postpartum depression, where is her husband at, or the father of her children? Where is he at? That he's not there to help her, because postpartum depression, that's nothing to play with. He could come home and he'd have the kids in the oven cooking the shit out of them damn kids. Yeah. So where was he at?
Well, he could be the
It could be like NBA or NFL or something.
Because I was thinking about, if you watch like My 500-Pound Life or something like that, the husband was actually the one feeding and cooking everybody all the extra food.
Exactly. It's always somebody that's the closest one to him. And like the one I saw, y'all probably see the lady that was frying chicken on a hot plate in her bed.
Yeah.
Are we talking about fire hazard? Number one. Number two, why do you have hot grease in the bed with you?
Exactly.
The other question, why not?
To you.
Enabler.
See what I'm
Well,
saying?
you got hot grease in the bedroom. I
Yeah, that
mean,
pretty girl.
Yeah.
That picture. Woo.
well, I think out of all, I think it's brave of her to share that story because I could get she was a D1 pro division 1 pro athlete, and she just let herself get life to her, and she's trying to get back. She out of anybody, she will get back to a healthy life and healthy position. Yeah. So
Yeah,
she'll
she
get
gonna
it.
get back. She gonna
She ain't the
bounce
only
back.
one. She ain't the only
Yeah,
one.
it ain't gonna be the last one. So
All
she'll
right.
be all right.
All right, next story here. Look, did you guys hear about this story in in Southern California here? Just mobs of teens going to the mall and just destroying, like having fights and robbing and not. I think shooting. I heard shooting, stabbing.
I heard that.
Mm-mm.
So
That's
several
crazy.
malls across California experience these chaotic scenes where involving large groups of unsupervised teens. An estimated about 1,000 teens in each area in Southern California caused a brawl at the Del Amo Fashion Center in Torrance. I was born in Torrance, Long Beach. Law enforcement from multiple agencies struggled in control of the situation. There was a gunshot report received. The gunfire caused no injuries. At the same time, a flash mob brawl occurred at the Bay Street Shopping Center in Emerville, San Francisco, where a gunshot was fired also. A woman was stabbed. The incidents believed have been organized through social media, but police did not confirm this. In response to these events, Moreno Valley Mall in Southern California plans to require unaccompanied minors to wear IDs before they go in. And then I just my one nephew and niece tried to go to Target, and I was in the mall doing something, and they wouldn't let my niece and nephew go into Target by themselves.
What?
So my question is, what's going on? I don't understand.
I don't understand why these kids is doing this stuff. And then the crazy part that I heard was they trying to say that it's a bunch of black kids. How you know it's a bunch of black kids? They got on, they covered up. You don't know what color these kids are. But I don't know what's going on. I don't know why these kids are so doggone bored.
Reading on here, similar incidents occurred in Boston, where 13 teens were arrested during a fights outside of AMC theaters, attributed to the unsupervised minors taking advantage of the $4 movie ticket day.
Dang.
Did you hear about that? There was, I know here in my mall, there was a $4 movie ticket day, and it was packed. Like all the movies were sold out.
I bet it was.
Well, that's good though. I mean, that's good.
That's a good thing. They made some money, but damn,
it is good, but when you have 1,000 teens unsupervised in the mall, granted, when we grew up, it was kind of that way, but we weren't like mobbing, we weren't like stabbing and shooting and robbing. We were just hanging out.
Yeah, and then I know some of them kids got pregnant. I'm just gonna put it out there. Some of them kids got pregnant in that movie theater. Just let you know. 9 months later, watch out, babies.
Taxpayers.
Yeah. So help me understand Gen Zs and parents with Gen Zs. What are they thinking? Are they? Because you know what I'm thinking is a group of 1,000 teens, say in the 90s or 2000s, we're okay. We're just hanging out, chilling, laughing. A group of 1,000 teens, Gen Z, they don't know how to act.
No, they don't.
No, sir.
Right? Because of social media, right? They're not used to being around other kids. They're not used to people talking out loud and laughing, and now they're pranking each other and one up, hey man, I dare you to jump off the cliff, something like that. And so these 1,000 kids are just going berserk because they've never been around that many teens at one time.
Exactly.
Is that why? Do you think?
That's most definitely what it is, because my thing is, if you're not making your kids go outside and play in the dirt, play with some neighborhood friends, and they constantly doing this
Yeah.
all day long. Like, come on, make your kids go outside. Stop putting electronics in your kids' hands.
It could be because they sending them outside. Is that like you get like roped into what everybody else is doing? It's like, hey, let's try to go viral on my phones or something and do something stupid. So it's like how people were just stealing Hondas. It's like one person did it on TikTok, and then the news took it to a whole new level.
No.
And now I'm getting people that are in the financial community saying that they had to switch their vehicles because of it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, because I'm around teenager, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds a lot every day, pretty much for the past year and a half. Listen to what they talk about. Listen watch how they act around each other. Okay, and that's 20, 15, 20, 30 people at a time. Multiply that by a couple thousand kids in one area where they're not used to going to the mall or Magic Mountain, and they go berserk. They go crazy. They're nuts. They're trying to outdo each other. They're trying to TikTok and prank. They're trying to get the likes, and that's what happens. Someone, hey, brought a gun. Oh, I dare you to shoot the gun. You know? Oh, I dare you to take that watch, and that's what happens. They're overstimulated, right? For these Gen Zs, and that's what happened north and south. So a gathering of all these kids at one time, which we were used to back in the day, but now kids ain't used to that shit. You know, they're not even used to going to dance. I've DJed so many dances. I've seen them progress where like boys are dancing with boys and girls are dancing with girls. I'm like, hey man, we're the dance. We dance the opposite sex, or your partner. That's what we're here for.
I don't get it. I mean, let your kids communicate with other kids, but I don't know. It's just these kids are not like what we used to be.
No.
We didn't have electronics in our hands all day, every day.
Yeah. They said go out. Your social media was you going out and play.
Exactly.
No,
thank you. Even though I'm in a wheelchair, shoot, my mama bought me a swing set for me to go outside and play on, and she invited the neighbor kids to come over to the house and play with me, and I had fun as a kid. Got to play in the dirt, ate dirt a little bit. I'm still alive. I'm still alive a little bit.
It's true, Chuck. I mean, Chuck Bass, welcome. Yeah, kids Uber anywhere, but they're not supposed to because no minors is actually supposed to be by themselves in an Uber. I know some Uber drivers let them go out, whatever, but technically Uber and Lyft, no minors are supposed to be riding by themselves. Does it happen? It happens a lot. I know, I get that.
A whole lot.
Yeah, having them access everywhere and gate. Yeah, but we've been doing that from the latchkey kids. We've been doing that. It's just that they're not used to it and they don't know how to act.
Shoot, I know somebody that's close to my age, maybe a little bit younger than me. They was not made to go outside. They was allowed to stay in the house and be up in grown folks' business. And I'm like, what?
Oh no. No, shit.
Like, no. We had to go outside and play, baby. You got spoiled.
Yeah. Don't you fix your mouth and say something when grown folks saying something. No, sir. Be no kid's friend.
I got my tail tore up as a kid for getting in grown folks' conversation.
I'm gonna blame our Generation X, Gen X, millennials. These are kids, man. You thought you knew better. Maybe our parents and grandparents, the boomers, knew just a little bit better. Not everybody gets a trophy. That's just the way it is.
No, you got to put in the work. No, you didn't get no trophy.
Everybody don't supposed to get a trophy. Please.
As one comedian said, "Fuck them kids."
Emotional, damn it!
Whoa. Crazy blue on the lips.
All right. All right, we're going to be a little bit of a longer podcast today because I want to get information out there. So, Coach, actually, D3, you ready?
Sure.
All right. I like the intro. I think it really picked the right one for you, D3.
Man, I was about to do the Cabbage Patch, but you cut the camera back on.
Damn.
No, but for those of y'all that know me, y'all know I'm super duper inquisitive. Maybe it's the Virgo side of me, or maybe it's just the fact that I enjoy knowing stuff. I mean, because you know, right? So my thing is it kind of ties back in with what we talked about a little bit earlier about being a part of something, but then at the same time not really being a part of it and being able to grow yourself. And if you're able to grow, sometimes you can't take everybody with you. So with that being said, what have you had what did you have to learn the hard way about as far as being able to be the best you, but then dropping people off? Because that's kind of tough. You want people that you're comfortable with to experience the exact same blessings that you're getting. But not everybody is mentally or physically in the right space to be able to be there for you 24/7 like you might need. So with the blessings that you get, how were you able to adapt with a new level that you achieved? New level, new demons. What did you do? Are you still trying to adapt? I mean, are things coming easier for you? Are you figuring things out? Do you feel that you have enough time to figure things out before get back to the essence? I mean, it's so many things to think about. And I'm D3 and I got questions. I'm all in your business.
Wow. I think with us being military and for me being, over 21 years plus being independent, moving all the time, the adaptability of like reinventing yourself every so often is easier for me at least. And for me who moved around a lot, right? But also finding out that my level of consciousness, my level of like how I deem success or things I do, I had to change my friends and family who are close to me like all the time, almost all the time. So who I'm close to who I've been close for the past 3 years and 4 seasons of the podcast, you see that evolution of like people just drop off, people come and be excited, and now you guys have been what pretty much the longest of friends I have for the past 2 years, and we're not even in the same city, same state, but we have the same mind, we have the same goals, we have the same and things. So I'm used to the change. I'm used to like I'm wasting my energy on you. I want the people with the same energy, and people I have right here, with Shaquana also, like we have the same energy. We all the same need and want, and this is our Friday basketball. Say our Friday basketball league. Every Friday we meet up. Every Sunday we meet up. This is our practice of like of the talents we have, and so I'm used to the change. But some people are. I'm jealous of people who have longtime friends who stay friends and since from elementary, and they grew up together, like same level. Whatever success they have, they're all together. But I don't have that.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, I understand. I mean, I'm not exactly jealous, like you said, but I understand. But at the same time, it's
It hurt. It hurt. No, I'm gonna tell you that it hurts. Honestly, you know how it is. Like you thought I bled, I sweat, I laughed, I drank, I shared great moments with you, with these family and friends I've had for years. Yeah. And then I'm gonna tell you, like since 2018, I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of family.
Yeah, to be completely honest, I lost some friends because of elections. Stupid.
Yeah, that was a game changer too. Politics. I wasn't really big into politics, but as you get older, you try to get involved with like what the fuck is happening. Common sense to me. Well, to me, common sense. Yeah. It's just out the window. And you can see our podcast when we celebrated that day when Biden and Kamala Harris won. I'm telling you, man, but it hurts. Yeah. Right. Carla, you know just much as me. I'm telling you, there's so many good memories I've had with family and friends of military, and it's gone. Like, honestly, there's no one really check up on me. Nobody, man. And I'm telling you, I've had some really great family, friends, even family. I've been back in San Diego since 2019, and the families I've had here, only one person I really check up with, or he checks up on me. It's Eric.
Oh, I got
And
another.
I have a lot of people here. Yeah,
I got a deeper question. I'm getting all in your business.
Yeah.
So, Coach Anthony, being in the financial bracket that you're in right now and what you're saying to other people, have you encountered people that actually might not agree with the tips that you're giving to other people? Have you felt any type of resistance from people that you thought were close or that you might have felt that shared the same journey as you?
Yeah, I would say the only person I would say would be my younger brother from my mom. So having that, it's not even just the fact of talking about finances, it just kind of felt as though he should be in the same level, but also is not willing to make the same sacrifices.
Gotcha.
And that's the thing I try to tell him. It's like, it's all about choices that you decide to make. So, like how Floyd has no care for how the athlete had gained so much. It's not that I don't care. It's just that until you willing to make the same sacrifices, or at least something along those lines,
exactly,
that's the only time you can try to compare if you made the same sacrifices. But yeah, we kind of grew up in the same household, but our choices are completely different. Like my brother right below me, his choices were different as well. So like he went through the army and military and did all the fun things, and still continued to drive down that path. My path is a little differently, and so the advices that I've given him, even it kind of fell on deaf ears until somebody else come along, maybe a year or two later, said the exact same thing. But again, this goes back to what I was saying. I think maybe last week or the week before was saying it's like, everybody has a story, but the people that I reach will not be the same people that you can reach. So share your story and continue to ask those questions, because you never know who's actually listening and who's actually paying.
Yeah.
You actually have a heavy influence on their lives, because even though the closest one that you have may not be, you might not be the messenger for their lives at that point.
True. I'm gonna give a true on that one. But we all gonna realize. I realized a while ago, like, fuck, my energy. I have a lot of energy. We all have a lot of energy, and it's fucking so hard and so draining to give energy to someone who don't appreciate that energy.
Exactly.
You don't understand.
They're a energy sucker. You know what I'm saying? Have you met those people? Just an energy sucker. And I love my wife because she bears with me and I bear with her of all my dreams and aspirations and my big career change after the military. She's been there forever. Rose, I love you. But there are people they suck the life out of you. Like, why am I talking to you? Why am I here? Well,
it depends. It depends, because I mean, like they say, like not all seeds are made for that soil, but at least you tried.
At least you tried,
right?
Because that's just like with me on my social media. I came up with Disability Chronicles. Giving people my experience as a disabled person, because I can't speak for all disabilities because I don't have all disabilities. So I tell my experiences. I tell what I know. And I've had people come at me, come at my neck, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, how the hell you gonna sit up here and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm the one with the disability, and you are 2 good feet.
So
Yeah.
you don't know how you feeling? What the hell?
I'm like, what? Shut up, man.
That's crazy.
You know what? It's just stupid to me. I'm like, okay, like I was talking about one time with a friend of mine. We both are in wheelchairs, but the fact is, she was in a car accident when she was younger. I was born like this. So I was talking about if you have sex with I'm just gonna say a female that's mentally challenged.
Yeah.
It's just like having sex with a baby. She does not know she's in the world.
What?
You will go to prison for that. And I constantly talk about that. And people tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You cannot have sex with somebody that's mentally challenged because they cannot consent to that. They cannot tell you, even if they do say yes, they still cannot consent to that. And people tell me,
Yeah.
you don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna leave this
I've
argument
seen that in
alone.
nursing homes. Yep.
I'm like, okay, go ahead. Go out there and have sex with somebody that's mentally challenged and see what happens to you. Don't come back and call me. I'm gonna be like, hey, don't drop the soap. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Wow.
That's how I tell you. People think I just sit on social media just to hear myself talk. But when I put out these things on social media, I'm putting it out to educate and to inform people and let people know that the world of the disabled. And if you want to learn, I appreciate you for learning. I appreciate the DMs that y'all give me saying, I never knew that, Shaquana. Thank you for telling me that. Or I got a family, like what Carla did. Carla told me about her family member, and I didn't even know it was Carla's ass until later on. You know, and I like stuff like that. You know, I love stuff like that. You know, I love to hear stuff like that because at least I know I'm trying to help somebody.
Yeah.
And the people that I cannot help, hey, block me because I'm not going to sit here and waste my time arguing with you when I can help somebody else. I'm just not going to do that because it's just, my time is just too precious. And I got lives to save, one life at a time.
Life to save. Really? Yeah. All right, let's go on to Coach Anthony. You ready? Get some money tips. Stand by.
What up, everybody? So, for those of you who don't know me or just heard about me, my name is Anthony Weaver. I am the host of the About That Water podcast show, where we help people build strong financial habits. And to talk about those habits, one of the things that I want to question everybody, D3, I got to take a page out of your thing, is what habits can you set in place to ensure that you're paying your bills on time? Because right now, if you think about it, student loans are starting accruing interest today. So by October, the bills are due. Then on top of that, there might be another mandate underway for security stuff. So you need to make sure that you have all of your stuff in place. Now, to kind of go into the habit, I actually have a tool called the Simple Budget Calendar to help people align their finances to make sure that they hit their mark each and every time that bill is coming up. So I want you right now, actually, you don't have to do it right now. If you're listening to this pre-recording, I want you to sit down and look at all of your credit cards bills. Look at all of your gas. If you don't have gas, look at your electric bill. Look at your water bill. Look at your anniversaries. Look at your kids' birthdays. Look at when your insurance is due, your life insurance. Make sure all of that is outlined on the calendar so you do not have a surprise. But also to kind of keep on top of those surprises is that you actually build in your savings and in your financial plan that you have the ability to put some money away for your emergencies. Look at your deductibles. What are your minimum for deductibles? Okay. Do you have the family part of this deductible? What does that look like? you need to make sure that those are all part of your financial plan, because making sure that you paying your bills on time will ensure that you're steady, stable, and ready to rock and roll to continue to live the life that you have right now, so that when there's something happening, you're not caught with your pants down in the back of a 7-Eleven. Just saying.
Or showing your feet on my OnlyFans.
Right.
You know what?
With a bunch of fans in the background.
Don't hate me. Bam, bam, bam.
So
Gabba, gabba, gabba.
if you guys want to get more of this information, I'm actually on a financial panel with Experian next week, September 6th, between 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern on Twitter. It's part of the hashtag credit chat. So those of you who are on Twitter, you can either follow me and be part of this conversation. And, if you win, you actually win a $50 gift card, $50 Amazon gift card, part of the raffle. So please participate in that. And hey, who knows? You might be a winner. Just want to share that out. My name's Anthony, part of the About That Water podcast.
Man, you're always giving out money, huh?
And I am. I actually do enjoy giving away, spending money and just giving it away, because just the joy that everybody gets from it. And
I think we should be giving out gas cards. Everybody need gas. I don't need coffee, but I need gas though.
There's Chuck Best. There you go.
Well,
Chuck Best on?
Yeah.
Well, my arms are my gas.
Finally, Chuck Best in the house.
Comedian extraordinaire. What's happening?
What's up?
Oh man,
2 comedians in the building.
Yeah. Well, Chuck Best, we're going to invite you next week. Dude, we're every Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to join us every Sunday, Shaquana, now part of the crew. Every time she comes in, you're most invited to come and join us every Sunday. So we can do an interview. You see what you're all about.
Yeah,
no doubt. Next week will be a good time, so I'm with it.
Yeah,
cool.
What you got going on real quick?
I'm right now. We're in the middle of the Baltimore Comedy Festival, so the closing ceremony is tomorrow, and I'm on that show. I'm featuring for that show. I got on the 16th of this month, I got Fayetteville, North Carolina. And on the 22nd of this month, I have Busboys and Poets in DC.
The one on 8th Street, or which one?
The one in Anacostia.
Anacostia, okay.
Yeah.
There's like 2 of them down there. I gotta make sure I get the right one.
It's actually like, I feel like it's like in DC, it's like 7, bro. It's one uptown.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I've been trying to make sure I get a chance to come and see y'all, man. As soon as I walked in the house, I seen my alert. I was like, let me at least put it on. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all on the big screen and everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Also, if you come in a little late, no problem, man. We just let you join in. Sometimes Coach Anthony or D3 will walk in like after 7 or after 9 p.m. So come on, join, man. We have so many topics to talk about, but I want to talk about you and the comedy world and how you got started and what projects you got going. Shaquana is deep into it too. We help her out and stuff and promoting. I know it's all in the East Coast. Hopefully you guys can have some comedians on the West Coast, but where I'm at, I think Auntie Gina is coming here in LA, so I'm gonna try to catch her this month. I said this month or next month. I think this month.
I got some friends on that side, bro, that I could tell you about, like John Cena. It's some very funny DC comics on that side. Chico Bean, it's a lot of them. So I'll put you on that side.
Great.
The topics that we come up with, we definitely appreciate you and Shaquana popping on here, because I know that comedians see things totally different than anybody else. So just
Yo, y'all was talking about the Generation Z thing and all that. As a dude with no kids, I'm like, yo, look, I'm scared of all these niggas. So I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right now I'm dating mamas. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating mamas with kids old enough to understand that I'm trying to put them in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Like 10 years old.
The mess around and come across Miss Ethel and say, "What's happening?"
The one thing I can say about this generation, son, is that this generation has bred haters.
Yes.
It is so many little tiny. That's why they're mad at each other and doing the things they're doing, because their parents made them haters. Oh my God,
it's us, Gen X, millennials. Come on, man.
But see, the Gen Xers, I got my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? I was a religious habitual line stepper. I got tons of ass whoopings. Therefore, I got through life without having no kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One failed marriage. You know what I'm saying? No assaults. You know what I'm saying? Just the norm. You know what I'm saying? Just some normal shit. This generation of kids is not going to have that because they're tricked by everything. Period.
That's true. I mean, we can have a whole podcast about Gen Z, but they have a new one at the Gen Z now. It's the Gen Alpha. It's Gen Alpha now.
That's a new one.
How is it from Z to A?
There's Gen Alpha. I have no idea. I don't even know why we're called Gen X.
That means we're on our way to baby boomers. We're gonna be considered the boomers.
Hey, don't get it twisted now. You know them baby boomers, they ain't got no filter.
I know.
None.
Yeah, I do got a question though to really end this thing here podcast is remember Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Yes.
What generation did Forrest Gump belong to?
Baby boomer.
He's a boomer.
I think he was a boomer
because he was in Vietnam.
He was
Yes.
Yeah. Forrest Gump. What generation he belonged to?
I'm thinking the boomers because he lived through a lot though when you think about it. Like
Forrest Gump belonged. Yeah, Forrest Gump belonged to Gen A.
Emotional.
Oh my God. Gen A. Gen A.
That was really good.
Choked on that. Shut up.
That was really good. I'm really contemplating like the time and everything. I'm like,
I should be a comedian. No, I'm joking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday, happy September, everybody. My name is DJ Kid Mango on Highway 54. We got Carla D3, Coach Anthony about that wallet. We've got Laugh and Libations podcast, the lovely Queen Shaquana. And of course, our new co-host, Chuck Bess. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll be back next Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time and 9 p.m. Eastern time. Guys, have a great Sunday.
Yes. Enjoy.
Stick around, Chuck.
Bang, bang.
Yep.
Bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
This episode is powered by Poddex.
Poddex.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. Do us a favor and click on the like button or share our podcast. Thanks for listening. Till next time, we are Highway 54.